Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Monday morning. Got a good week lined up. Got a great video this morning you don't want to miss. First, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at 767-5500. High today be 91 and low tonight 78, and water temperature remains around 83 degrees. Now let's take a look at our Carl Burnham Marine Specialties tide chart. We've got a good strong tide today on the 18th. We have a high tide at 8:42 this morning and a low tide at 7:47 tonight. Strong tide today, up right over 2 foot, 2.1 to be, in fact, to be correct on that. So all week long. Now let's take a look also. Every Monday we like to take a look at our moon chart, our Monday moon chart. Get a lunar forecast for this week, and today being the third week, we have a new moon tomorrow night. We waxed on out. We waned on out. We're going to start waxing up this week and looking at a good strong moon, but a good weekend of flounder was this past weekend, also this week also. All right, now we got a long video, so what we're going to do, I had a chance to go down to a 2012 scallop survey. We only did 2 stations, but you are going to be astonished by this video and the results we came. I'll give you more of the results tomorrow, but let's take our break and get in this video. It's a long video, so Jeff, let's take a break now.
Your vision is precious. If an emergency arises, you don't want to be sitting in a hospital waiting room. Accidents and injuries can happen outside of your workday. That's why our team of physicians provide emergency eye care to our patients anytime, day or night. You can count on your local experts in eye care to be there for you whenever you need us. The Eye Center of North Florida.
9 doctors, 1 vision, yours.
Come join the Panhandle Outdoors team. Beat the rush and stock up on our team shirts and hats in a wide variety of colors and sizes. For your convenience, we offer a Panhandle Outdoors shop at panhandleoutdoors.net. Simply visit our website and click shop.
You can also check out our selection at Sunjammers Water Sports on Panama City Beach. Come join the Panhandle Outdoors team.
Time. It takes time to shape a mower, to evolve it from great stock. As the leader in commercial mowing equipment, Exmark spent a lot of time designing the next Laser Z. Honing it, testing it, perfecting it. Why would Exmark spend so much time crafting this mower? To make sure you spend less time mowing. Visit nextlaser.com or your local Exmark dealer.
Sweet old Bob says see and save on all Exmark products today at Soul Tractor.
We are so lucky to live in North Florida. We have some of the best fresh and saltwater fishing in the world. My biggest problem is not catching fish, but trying to decide what kind of fish I want to catch. No matter what I'm after, I always stop at Sunjammers Water Sports first. They have just what I need: rods and reels, line, tackle, and most important, live bait. Yes, sir, we sure are lucky.
All right, on the way down to St. Joe Bay. It's a little cloudy right now. We're going to take a scallop survey. There's those tents people talking about leaving on the beach all night long. They're all ugly. There's a lot of grass down here. Laying around.
I told him it took me a long time because it took a lot of makeup to get me on TV.
Now you folks know you don't believe that. It don't take any makeup for me. That's the kind of respect I get when I come down to St. Joe.
How you doing, Coach?
Doing good. How you doing?
All right, man.
How you been catching any fish?
Yeah.
Been pretty hot?
It's been all right.
What, trout, redfish?
Trout, flounder.
Flounder's been?
Flounder bites good.
Wow, you heard it right there. And there's Sarah.
Hi, Winston.
Hey, good.
I got a new crew with me. This is Rick and Janessa. Hi.
Rick and Vanessa.
And Janessa.
Janessa.
Yes.
Well, good to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again.
Have y'all got a clearance to be on TV?
Yes.
I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late.
A few.
Yeah, I said 10. Okay, y'all ready?
Yes, are you ready?
Well, I'm ready. I'm gonna jump in. I got my personal flotation device, and we're excited. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, tell us what's been going on. What have you been doing the past year since I saw you?
The past year, well, we finished our surveys last year, and numbers were pretty good at just about everywhere. And then our director of the Institute asked us to do a post-season survey. So in September and in October, we actually went out after the season closed and surveyed 6 of the same sites that we did in the summer. So St. Andrew Bay, St. Joe Bay, Steenhatchee, Homosassa, the Hernando, Lake Wekiwachi area, and then Ancliffe. So we had 2 areas that were closed, which we were kind of treating as our control to see how they fared just over the few months. And then 3 of the areas that were open that probably got hit the hardest as far as harvest. So we did that, and numbers were still pretty high, most everywhere except for the Homosassa area. They were pretty low, so we were concerned to see how this year's crop was going to be. We've actually had a crew finish that this week as well, and numbers are pretty high. So
okay.
It didn't seem to have that much of an impact, at least this past year. And then we just continued our monthly recruitment monitoring. So along the west coast of Florida from Tampa Bay, Sarasota Bay to Crystal River, and then we drive up here monthly and do St. Joe and St. Andrew. So we're just continuing to monitor recruits and watch them over time, make sure that they're still actually recruiting to the areas.
What are you anticipating for today up in St. Joe Bay?
Last year was really good. It was really high, and I don't know if it'll be that high again, but I'm gonna say about the same as last year.
Wow.
So I'm kind of anticipating, stations that have high numbers, some stations that don't have as many, but I'm gonna guess scallops at all 20 of our stations, and maybe not a 155 average, but at least above 100. That's what
Wow.
that's what I'm gonna guess.
That's what we're looking for. Okay, and we talk about our little 4-year cycle too.
Yeah.
So we're going to see if that comes through.
Because it is election year, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Every election year we're down, so we're going to see. We're going to see. All right. All right. This is a working crew now. These are the guys and girls who do all the work.
Hi, my name is Janessa. I did my master's over at the University of South Florida. I've been with Fish and Wildlife for almost 10 years now, working in molluscan fisheries. And this is probably the umpteenth time that we've been out on scallop survey. We're hoping to see a bunch of scallops here. I'm going to be laying out this transect line, and Rick's going to help me by tossing out the floats and deploying our anchor.
So how do you like working with FWC?
Most of the time, it's really good. This is one of the nicer activities that we get to do.
You get paid to jump in the water, aren't you?
Yes, we do. Whether it's clean or dirty.
No, that's true. Cold or warm, right?
Cold or warm.
Okay.
Rain or shine.
All right.
Hi, I'm Rick Radigan, originally from Michigan. I got my Bachelor's of Science in Marine Science from the University of Tampa. I've been with Florida Fish and Wildlife about 8 months, working on 9 months in about 6 days. Absolutely love it. Wouldn't change it for the world.
Well, that's great to have people. You don't really have to work if you enjoy your job.
That's
it's
right.
not work. That is great. All right, Sarah, our first stop, tell us what we're going to be headed on.
So we're doing the one down here in the bottom of the bay near the fire tower, and I can't remember, I don't think this one was the biggest last season, but it might have been the station where we found 1,200 in the summer. When we came back in the fall, there were none. So
That was amazing. It got hit hard, didn't
yes,
it? Yeah.
So I'll be kind of curious to see, did this area of the bay repopulate over the winter, or is it going to be, just a few scattered around? So we'll see what they find.
All right, good deal. We got to sit down. Now, one more time, tell us, we're setting the transect lines, and they're 300.
It's a 300-meter transect line, which is marked every 50 meters, which gets tangled a lot. Okay. The 100 and 200 meter mark have a dive flag attached to it as well. We try to deploy them in a triangle type formation, so we have dive flags every 100 meters because it is kind of dangerous when you're out here underwater and boats are zipping around. So we want to try to be as safe as we can, but get the most accurate science data collected. So that's why we do a really long transect. We put 2 divers in, one on either side, and they will measure all the grass within 1 meter of that line, so which is about from my shoulder to the tips of my fingers, so we kind of know about what distance that is that we need to be looking. and we'll just count all the scallops we see. We measure the first 30 that we come across to try to get an idea of, are they all large scallops? Do you have some small, some large? Are they all small? We like to try to track those size distributions over time as well. So
all right,
that's what, as soon as we're done laying this, the guys already have their gear set up. So even though it's really shallow, they're probably gonna dive because the grass is so thick, and you really have to be down there on the bottom ruffling through the grass. So they probably will dive this one, even though it, you know, most people when they're harvesting would just snorkel this and have fun.
Yeah.
But since it is a job, we have to work.
Okay, there's our first corner there. All right.
Panama City Beach is known as one of the top dive destinations in Florida. Divers Den offers daily dive charters that can accommodate up to 13 divers. Our boat captain is U.S. Coast Guard certified and a PADI dive instructor. We have trained professionals who offer a variety of scuba certifications. Come see us at our 2 locations on Thomas Drive and Tyndall Parkway.
When you're looking for sales, parts, and service for your outboard, all in one location, you're looking for BJ's Marine. You're authorized Tohatsu and Nissan dealer. BJ's Marine does it all. They have outboard parts and a service center and used motor sales too. Tohatsu, reliable, dependable, fuel efficient, and lightweight. Tohatsu Outboards, technology for the next generation. BJ's Marine, 1317 Transmitter Road since 1991.
Steel, the #1 selling brand of handheld outdoor power equipment in America.
Create a custom yard care system with the Steel Combi System. Edge, trim, prune, and more.
Buy a KM55R Combi motor for just $209.95 and get a pair of hearing protectors and safety glasses for just $15.
Start easier, work smarter, finish faster with Steel, #1 in America.
Frito Bob says see and save today and every day on all Steel outdoor products at Soul Tractor.
When you stop by Blue Water Outriggers, you will find everything for your outdoor adventure. Stock up on all your favorite brands and shop for some of the latest outdoor gear and accessories. You can also shop online and have your orders delivered straight to your home. Our flagship store is nestled right off the Highway 98 in the Port City Shopping Center, just steps away from the Port St. Joe Marina. You will love our selection, our prices, and our friendly service.
It does have the water feel.
Good. Shallow.
Shallow. They got the pencils and all the data they're going to be keeping. Now, keeping with our tradition on Panhandle Outdoors, we always hold up the first scallop. Janessa, you got one? There it is. The first scallop of the year.
And it is a 50 millimeter.
How big?
50 millimeters.
50 millimeters. And Sarah?
5 centimeters.
5
or what, about 3 inches?
That's a big one. Well, that is a big one. The first one was a big one. Let's mark there, and I'll come back July 1 and get it. Let's put it right over there. And Sarah just made her first observation. Tell us what you just told me.
So they've been underwater for about 2 minutes now, and they're already, you know, almost halfway to the first buoy, so almost 25 meters. With this thick of grass, that means there probably aren't that many scallops, because usually when it's this thick and it's loaded with scallops, they'll sit and they won't move for minutes because they're measuring their scallops. They have to stop, find them, measure, put it out of their reach, look up, find their place again where they were underwater. So Janessa obviously found one, so there are scallops here, but not like last year where we had over 1,000 at the same station.
This spot last year, like I said, had over 1,000
yeah,
in it.
And
I remember.
That survey took, I believe, Anthony and Lindsay over like an hour and a half to do. They're moving at a pretty good pace, so this one might just end up being around an hour just because the grass is so thick and you got to really search through it all.
Wow.
But that's my guess.
Okay. Sarah, they're on the last leg, and you brought up an interesting point a while ago. I'm going to show folks where they are. That's the first leg, second leg, and this is the third leg, and they're right over there. And you mentioned that you noticed, you observed what?
It looks like they're still measuring scallops because you can see them stop and kind of pop up and get the whites laid out. So they've already done 200, almost 250 meters, and if they're still measuring, that means they haven't gotten 30 yet. So that's low.
Okay, so yeah, they'll measure up to the first 30 and then just count. So we think they're still measuring, and they're on the way back to the boat right now. So we'll see in just a second when they get back. Before we get into kind of numbers and all, you said this spot last year
had over 1,000.
Had over 1,000. The count in this triangle last year was 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to see how we did on this one. Nessa's still on the water. Now, the young people out there watching, this is what you get to do if you want to be a marine biologist. This is actually their work day. Look at them playing in the water. This is nice, Sarah.
It's nice.
An underwater clipboard. Did you have a good time, Janessa?
You had a good time.
Oh, look at here. The
Not
first.
too bad.
Nice.
We had one very small one though.
All right, we're going to get together up here and add our numbers together and see how we did. Nice fins. There's the riding here.
Rick had 12. Janessa had 17. So our total is 29.
No way. We dropped from 1,000 to 29?
Yes.
No way. I got to see this. That says 12. That says 17. That's all y'all could find?
That's it.
Well, listen, the crew we had last year found 1,000 for us, right? What's wrong with you guys?
We can go back out and keep counting, but
Oh no! This is scary. I just heard a big, just a gasp from my viewing audience when we said that. I hear them all over the Panhandle saying, "Oh no, honey, did you hear that?" All right, we're gonna. I don't know what we're gonna do. Not much we can do. We're gonna go to another spot. It's gonna be like fishing. They're not biting here. We're going to another spot. 1,000 to 29. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what were the good size? The size of them?
I think my biggest was 51, so right about that.
Okay, yeah.
majority are around 51.
Yeah.
Which is about 2 inches.
Okay.
For those of you who speak.
Okay, right around 2 inches, which is big.
Oh,
Which is big.
Yeah.
So y'all didn't see a lot of small ones then?
The smallest one I found was 25, and I only found one of those.
Oh.
Which is under an inch, or
Yeah.
right about an inch.
Yeah. All right, we're right now picking it back up. Beautiful day on St. Joe Bay. Setting up station number 2. Well, Sarah, how many stations we have total in here?
20.
20. So we won't check all of them. Take a couple of days to check all of them, but we're gonna get a couple of them in. Listen, next time y'all just gotta do a better job. Y'all don't realize what a big deal this is to the people up here in the Panhandle. Now, right now, I can hear their little babies crying, little kids crying right now. Mama, we're not gonna find any scallops this summer.
Oh.
I think we got spoiled last year.
Yes, you did. Last year was a very good year.
It was phenomenal last year. And nature has its cycles. You remember that. Got to explain that to your 6-year-old on July 4th. Hi, Sarah. This is spot number 2. What did we have last year?
220 at this spot last year, so we'll see.
Okay, y'all heard that, 220. Don't come back unless you got at least 220. Okay, while they're starting, Sarah and I were talking about, this is a map right here, the different stations, these greens right in here. And we were talking, look at this little scientific book. This is cool.
So here's our kind of title page. So obviously we were just down here in the bottom, and it was the biggest last year.
Yeah.
We just did it today, and it it only had 29.
Yeah.
So where we are right now, they had 221 here.
Okay.
The next biggest station was number 12. So yeah, so between here and Black's Island, in that shallow, there's a half foot of grass near that natural cut. But in the shallow grass, that one had almost 800.
Wow. But we don't know this year what they have yet.
No, we don't. We probably will do that tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, Sarah and I just on board just talking about, this is amazing. We could talk all day on this scallop, and we're both fascinated with them. I've done it all my life, and she makes a living studying them. And we were talking about the, when the spawning season is here in St. Joe Bay as compared to St. Andrew Bay. That was interesting what you just said.
So St. Joe animals typically spawn in the winter or the fall, the late fall, when you get that first kind of cold front and the water temperatures drop pretty drastically. So those recruits will land on our collectors, and we'll be able to see them starting generally in December. So it might shift some years and be November, but from November to January is kind of when we get the most recruits on our collectors. And St. Andrews kind of got a shift going where those recruits are generally heaviest in like May. This year was May.
Wow.
Which is off by about 6 months.
Wow.
So we still do get some in the winter, that typical spawn. So you end up with kind of two size classes that grow throughout the year in St. Andrew Bay. So when we go over there in a couple of days and we're doing those surveys, we're probably going to have a lot of the really small guys, like the 1-inchers.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have the tail end of the other class, which are going to be, they're going to be huge compared to those other guys. So it's kind of interesting to see just the difference between,
this
10,
close.
15 miles apart.
Right.
And the populations just do such different things. So it really makes my job kind of challenging because I think I know what to say, and then we're processing traps in our lab, and it's like, this isn't right. They shouldn't be here.
So really the water temperature when it's dropped, that's what triggers the spawning.
Yes. So scallops are triggered, which could kind of be the inverse in the summer or the spring when the water temperatures warm up. If there's any older scallops still left, that might trigger them to spawn. So those rapid kind of changes in water temperature is generally what triggers them to spawn.
Okay. Are you smiling?
Oh no.
What?
Janessa found one.
What?
Oh no. Rick found one.
Unbelievable.
We're consistent at least.
When we said 200, we meant 200,
Oh,
not
200.
I thought
So we have a total of what's our the total? This is unreal, folks. This is like a scary like. Now I hear families right now calling me and asking what's wrong. Man, so we found one, each one of y'all only found one in that whole big triangle?
Yes.
Sarah, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna pray that they move to somewhere else. Otherwise, I'm gonna get yelled at.
Oh man.
Not looking good.
It's got to get better. This is only 2 out of 20.
That's true.
Yeah, 2 stations out of 20. So, but wow, it's not a good trend right now. Now, while I got all you marine biologists in here, I want y'all to tell me the story on all this grass at our boat ramp right here.
Well, wasn't it really windy here last week?
It was really windy last week.
So I'm guessing it got blown in the bay from offshore, and then it got stuck here in the boat ramp.
All right. That's a good scientific explanation. Well, they're bringing me back. We've only looked at 2 stations, but Sarah, right now, it's not looking good.
It's not looking good right now, but
y'all gonna dump me off and go back. You think I'm the bad luck, so maybe.
yeah, we're dropping off our banana. And,
yeah, I almost brought a banana this morning. We could have blamed it on that. But you ate one this morning, right?
I did eat a banana this morning.
That was it.
We can blame it on that. Tomorrow I will not eat a banana.
Okay, tying up a minute. Okay, y'all we still have having more.
18. So
18 more stations.
Lots can happen in 18 stations.
All right, y'all got to pick it up down here. Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Well, we're aiming for what, 7 more today?
7 more today.
7 more today and finish up some tomorrow. Okay.
And then we'll do the rest of those really thick, nice habitat ones tomorrow morning. So
Okay.
you guys pray for good weather for us.
Okay, we will. Well, thank y'all so much, and thank y'all for doing all the hard work.
Good to see you again.
Okay, it's good to see y'all. Okay, Sarah.
Bye.
You email me some good news now.
I will.
Okay.
Even if I have to lie.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
See you later.
On the water or under the water, success starts at C&G Sporting Goods. C&G specializes in fresh and saltwater fishing tackle, floundering supplies, spearfishing equipment, and much, much more. C&G also has licenses, maps, and expert advice on where to go. For over 59 years, C&G Sporting Goods has been the headquarters for the outdoors man. Fishing, hunting, camping, guns, and ammo. They've got it all. C&G, home of the experts, downtown Panama City.
When you need to get the job done, nothing beats the reliability, efficiency, and value of a Kubota. And right now, during Kubota Rewards, take advantage of 0 down and 0% APR for up to 60 months on new Kubota garden tractors, compact tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles. It pays to own orange. See your Kubota dealer today.
See and save on all Kubota tractors and equipment at Soul Tractor today.
My name's Captain Rick Corley. I'm a SAMS accredited Marine Surveyor, NAM certified Marine Surveyor, and IAME certified Marine Investigator. Been surveying since 1969. Was taught by my father, who is the oldest, longest practicing Marine Surveyor in the world. We do all types of survey, commercial or pleasure. Steel, aluminum, fiberglass, wood, makes no difference. Give us a call at 850-527-5287 or visit us online. We'd appreciate your visits.
Are you still waiting to do something with your IRA, 401k, annuities, or other investments?
My dad has an economics degree from Vanderbilt University, and he helped me with my homework. A lot of people call themselves financial planners, but my dad passed a board exam to be a certified financial planner. He's very easy to talk to, and he spends a lot of time with me.
To my existing clients, thank you for your friendship and loyalty through these uncertain times. And to everyone else, don't wait until it's too late. Call me today, and let's see if I can help.
All right, welcome back. Folks, could you believe that? Before let's talk about it, let's look at Express Lane Fishing Game Forecast, the time for today. Actually on a one time, and ironically, right here in the middle of the day, we're looking at 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock, okay? Brought to us by Express Lane, American owned and American operated. Now, getting back to the video, you know, it's fresh video, it just happened, and I will have all the results tomorrow. That's on the 2 stations out of 20, and Sarah is emailing me this morning sometime or this afternoon to let us know the final thing. But you still, you know, if the fish not biting, you're still going to try to go catch some fish. So scallops are going to be out there somewhere, and I have faith they're going to be out there somewhere. But it's not going to be the banner year we had last year. But I guarantee you that's not going to stop me or my family from getting out there in July looking for some scallops. So you keep that in mind too, and start wrapping things up, getting ready for the tomorrow show. I have a great show lined up tomorrow, so I got to get out of here. You do something good for somebody today, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.